Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we're gonna be talking about everything relating to the Christmas EX units. We're going to be talking about the vision card modifications. We're going to talk about what's going to be worth it for you, why you should maybe pull for one thing over another, and why an EX might be better than another one. We're also going to address the question, if you don't have these units, should you be pulling for them? Let's go ahead and dig in. We're going to start off talking about Ildira's VC. We'll jump into the different EX units. Then we will finally talk about the Moogle VC and the Moogle Esper. If you want to jump around, I will go ahead and segment this video down on the bottom for you. Let's talk about the Ildira VC though, because I think it is literally one of the top 3 VCs in the game. And no doubt people might disagree with me on this, but here's my reason why. It has Magic 172 on it, Dex 42, and HP 304. The base stats on this are incredible. Not only do you get really high magic, you also get dexterity, which helps towards your accuracy and your critical hit rate. It gives party-wide, no matter what the element is, AoE resistance plus 20. If it's a water unit that might be in your party, the water units are going to get dexterity plus 35%, which is really powerful. Depending on the job of the individual unit, you'll also get magic plus 10%. And finally, we do also have aspects to this that gives water attack up for Ildira. It also is going to be giving, with the update, water attack up to Summer El Sorel. We are also going to be getting an update to Height 3 Holy Knight's Purge, where basically if your character can equip a mace, if they can equip a book, they're going to be able to use this ability, which is a calculator ability, against our opponents. Now, calculator abilities are notoriously great for farming. This is a very powerful ability that does decrease attack and magic. It's versatile. You know, if you have Summer El Sorel, this is suddenly going to become best in slot VC for her. Like, universally, like, even if you didn't get the water attack or the ability, you're still getting great stats. You're still getting area effect resistance. I would even compare this VC to Black Rose Helena's VC, where if I have a magic unit and I'm like, what VC do I want to put on? Maybe I'm not able to run an elemental party. The 2 VCs that go in my mind are Black Rose Helena for party-wide agility up, or do I go Ildira's VC for the area protection up? And honestly, with Ildira EX being announced in JP, you're going to want to get this VC. You are going to want this. You will have no regrets pulling for this VC. I swear to God, I think out of all of the Christmas stuff that's coming out, this vision card is a must get, and I would 100% recommend pulling for this. Let's talk about some of the EXs though and what's going on with these. First off, we're going to talk about Winter Macherie. Now, if you aren't familiar with her, she's a Dragoon Viking Ranger. Taking a look at kind of her stat changes here, she does get a huge chunk of HP at 3,800 HP. She has 20% slash resist, 20% magic resist, attack 541. The only real drawback with Xmas Macherie, she has an agility of 59, which is a little unfortunate. She does come with 30% ice resistance though, which is really nice. So that could be beneficial. She has paralysis resistance, but there's no real resistances that are going to stick out, like disable resistance or potentially like confusion resistance. In terms of her EX upgrades, she's gonna get a upgrade to Dragon's Kin, where it's going to increase her defense by 15 for 3 turns. This is a trend you're going to see with her. She is a very defensive, kind of survivable oriented Dragoon unit. Her limit break, for example, gives defense 20 for herself as well. Horizontal jump is going to be upgraded, and I think this is one of the coolest upgrades in her entire kit, and potentially in any Dragoon's kit in the entire game, where horizontal jump is going to become lock-on jump. And it is exactly what you think it is. If the character moves, the jump is still going to hit them. And it's going to give horizontal jump expanded range. And I think this alone is so powerful. And I love my Dragoons. I will for sure be EXing Xmas Macherie, but there's another reason that makes her really good, and that's Drain Dive. It decreases defense 25 for 3 turns to target and absorbs 30% of the damage done. Now, she's not going to absorb a ton of HP from this. She won't be fully healing or anything like that, but it is very good, and it is another great ability to add onto her kit. Finally, she also has Reflex, which of course is the best counter in the game. She has Viking Lore for HP up 12%, attack 24%, HP up for 15% up HP on herself. There's not really any other good passives to set on her, unfortunately. Overall, I would say Xmas Macherie is the one that I'm most excited for EXing. But of course, those of you who know me know that I really go hard on Dragoons, and it's something that I'm a huge fan of. So I would say if you don't have Xmas Macherie, you know, I would say she would be one of the few units to consider pulling if you do want to kind of upgrade your kit, particularly if you have King Mont. It may be an opportunity to get some synergy with King Mont as well. There's some Fire Vision cards which give Pierce attack up to the party, which synergize really well with Macherie and Mont. So Fire is definitely an option here. The one caution I would give, right, is of course with the Ildira VC upgrade, with Tomb Raider coming out, there's going to be a lot of water units coming in the near future. We also have Farm coming as well. So just something to consider there. Talking about water units, Ramada EX is a interesting creature. She does have agility 63, which is pretty good. I would say it's okay. She has magic resistance down 20%, which is pretty significant if you consider kind of the domination of Black Rose Helena. Potentially, we're going to see more Summer Elsorels now. We may see more magic-oriented units, so there's kind of that to consider. Her total HP at 2600 is pretty low. You do also have to consider that she is a soldier class unit, so you're going to be setting her soldier passive, which is going to lower her attack resistances even more. Winter Ramada is going to die. There's no doubt about it. Like, your Winter Ramada will die a lot. Some of the few perks that she offers: she has attack 545, critical hit rate 38, and charm resistance 50. Again, she is a water critical hit rate greatsword unit. What are her EX upgrades give her? Her hazard form gets upgraded to give attack 50%, consume zone HP 10%, nullify, paralyze, stop doom. Again, not really relevant if you're getting one shot all the time. Her upgrade to her other ability is going to be Grim Reaper enhancement, which is for her death attack, and it doesn't really do anything except increase the straight potency. So you don't like, it's an EX upgrade, but it doesn't really do much. She also gets pressure hazard at job level 25, which is 180% modifier, consume zone HP 15%, 25% chance to inflict stop. Again, not that great. Stop is great, but again, consuming your own HP when you already have low amounts of HP and low resistances. I think where, you know, if you're wanting to use Ramada in a PvP or GVG situation, it's never going to happen. I think where Ramada is going to shine is almost exclusively in PvE content, right? And the question I think everybody's asking, right, is do you need her EX to do that? And the answer is no, you don't, because she gets Dream Within a Dream, right? So you don't need her EX to kind of increase her damage because she's going to be spamming Dream Within a Dream. Her LB gives slash resistance down. She has Shadowrunner. She's going to basically be a raid unit or a anti-fire unit in the future. Even then, I don't see her soloing any raids. I don't see her soloing anything in particular. I know there's a lot of fan units for Ramada because she got that booty, but I really don't think Ramada would be worth pulling if you are kind of returning to the game or a new player. And I'm probably not going to be EXing her as well, just because even if I was going to use her in a raid capacity, I have other water slashing units that are just as good. And we'll actually talk about one of those here in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and talk about Winter Vinera, because Winter Vinera is a interesting unit, especially when you consider all of the Earth synergy that's coming out in Global in the near future. We also have GL Zazan. So, you know, she has a ton of attack, 503 attack. She gets 10 defense, 8 spirit. She has 60 agility, 15% magic resistance, 10% slash resistance, 50% confusion resistance, 50% immobilize resistance, almost 4,000 HP. She is a beast. Like, she is literally a beast on wheels. Like, she can take a beating, she can dish the damage out, she can survive some hits, whether they're magical or physical. Universally, she is just a great statted unit. Now, of course, we do see some drawback with her abilities, right? Because, you know, if you have such great stats, of course, you're going to see some pullback with their abilities. But the upgrade, EX upgrade on Fighting Spirit is going to add defense penetration 30. One of her primary abilities, Shura's Strong Arm, which is a 170x modifier with 25 human killer, becomes a 205x modifier with 25 human killer. I mean, still pretty good, but you know, not incredible. Her job level 25 ability though is very good. It decreases defense 20 for 3 turns to target. It's a 165x modifier and decreases healing power for 50 for 3 turns. I could actually see her being very viable in kind of the PvP environment or the GVG environment. She also has in her kit Christmas Eve Snowball Fight, which will decrease earth resistance 38% for 3 turns. She has Dream Within a Dream as well, so she can do earth slash chaining. She also has magic resistance in her kit, so if you do sub Spellblade, you are going to get some of those magic resistance options. So Winter Vinera is one of those units I think is situational for your account. I think, you know, I'm probably going to EX her because she's going to undoubtedly have synergy with GL Zan in many capacities. I think Earth Slash is, you know, Earth is definitely going to be an element that's very dominant in the future. So there may be opportunities for Winter Vinera to shine in different ways. So I would say Winter Vinera, definitely a solid choice. I would say make sure you know what you're doing if you're investing in Winter Vinera. If you're like a new player and you're like, oh, Diggs is saying Winter Vinera is okay, maybe I'll go for her. Really make sure you know what you're doing because she is a fist-based unit. So you do have to have an understanding of how, you know, striking is going to work really well and what she's going to bring to the party. Now we do have one more Christmas unit to talk about, and that is going to be Winter Viktora. And this is probably the unit people are most excited about, I would say, for her to get her EX. She gets, you know, some significant dex increase. She has 61 agility, 449 attack. She has 20% pierce resistance, 5% slash resistance. She has 5% weak to magic. She's a water unit. She has sleep and slow resistance, which are both very important to have. Overall, you know, people are probably most excited for her job level 25 ability, which we, you know, kind of defined her job on the JP side. And while she's been good in global, she's kind of been, you know, not as powerful as she could have been if she had come out with her EX upgrades when she came out in global. So her EX upgrades give her an upgrade to range. So if she has the long range passive set, she has range 2. She gets an upgrade to Uchiho's arrow, which is going to decrease move for 3 turns to target, and it's going to be 170% modifier. It's going to be the same modifier, but you're going to get an increase in range. This is also a range height 5 ability, so keep in mind you'll be able to use this in a lot of situations where you normally couldn't even attack, even with magic. Break Spread is her big job level 25 ability that everybody has been waiting for. It's basically Barrage, but it decreases attack and magic 39%. This is really valuable, very powerful. There are many situations where you're going to want to use this. I mean, if it's one of those abilities that is role defining with her, and I'm very curious to kind of look at Tomb Raider's kit when Tomb Raider comes out. We have the new Krace vision card that's coming out as well in the near future. So I'm wondering if we might see a world where Water Missile shows up just for a little bit. But either way, Winter Viktora is universally just a great unit to level. She also has access to Sub Paladin. She doesn't get Immortal Spirit, but if you are chaining, she gets access to Blade Bash, which is really nice. She gets Christmas Eve Reward, which is her LB, which also inflicts blind on targets and decreases chance of being targeted. I would say Winter Viktora is probably a skip if you don't have her, but if you do have her, she's definitely an EX. So kind of just to summarize all of the EX units so far: Xmas Macherie, you can pull if you don't have her. If you have her, you want to EX her. Xmas Ramada, don't pull, don't EX, I would say. Xmas Vinera, you really have to understand what you're doing in order to pull her for your account. Like, you have to understand how she's going to fit into your account in order to be viable, and she's kind of a niche type of unit. And then Winter Viktora is probably a don't pull, but if you have her already, EXer is what I would say. Finally, we do have Moogle. Moogle's an interesting situation because he's given out for free. His vision card does give ice units magic plus 30%. Party-wide, his ability gives accuracy plus 18, and he does give dark resistance on the individual unit. So the dark resistance can be, in certain situations, important. The vision card I don't see you using has pretty low base stats on it. The Esper's 3-star form is pretty interesting though. It does have magic 88, agility 16. He gets access to ice attack up. He has some fire resistance. He also gets access to critical damage, and he has magic resistance in his kit. So I mean, if you're looking for some type of a magic hybrid, magic resistance Esper, he would actually be really good. There's probably very situational, I would say, because a lot of times you're probably just going to want to set Fry's S. But again, not the worst. Anyway, everybody, if you do want to support me, make sure you use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins, or dig.gs/offer is now live again as well. And hopefully I'll see you guys all on the live stream with Justin and friends on Wednesday. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.